Hi, this is Eric Martin with Working Geek. I'm here with Kevin Bresky from Ape Games, looking at Rice Dice, Spirits of the Rice Paddy dice game, which is a play on an earlier release of yours.
Yeah, so it's big brother of Spirits of the Rice Paddy. It is a much beefier game, building rice paddies, flowing water through your paddies, growing the rice, hiring laborers, building them into harvest, and then repeating the whole flow to try to create the most profitable farm.
So, is it the same theme, the same setting that we're doing, and now in a different manner?
Right. So now we're using dice. It's a very much shorter game. You can play it in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And the core mechanics of the game are still there. The cool part of the original game was the flowing the water through your paddies, and water was always limited, and so you had to kind of hold water at certain points while you grew, then release the water through lower parts of your paddy so you can harvest the upper parts while watering and planting the lower parts. And it's that cycle.
And have a chain, sort of everything working together.
And that's followed through here. We've got our paddies, and the paddies flow water from left to right, and so there's only a limited amount of water in the game.
So these are going to be my cards, or
these are your cards? Yeah, everybody's got their own set of cards. You have one starting paddy here, and as the game goes on, you can accumulate additional ones.
Okay.
And as you see, there's a little river that flows through the paddies from one to the other. And so, as my very first paddy here has 4 hexes in it, so it requires 4 water from the supply. In order to get water, I have to roll the dice. One of the possible dice combinations that I can roll, if I didn't roll any of them, is water. If I roll enough water, I can add the water to my paddy, and at the same time, everybody else on the table can flow water down to lower parts of their fields. So if it was somebody else's turn and they rolled the water action, everybody on the table is able to flow water from left to right through. And so, for instance, if this paddy was planted, then it is no longer needs water because it must have no water to be able to harvest it.
Okay.
And so I would flow the water down through other parts of my field in order to try to fill it up. Like I would stop 3 here and I would put 1 over here.
Okay.
Now, at the end of the turn, if I cannot fill up a paddy with water, this has 5 hexes in it, so it's only got 1 water paddy. If I can't fill it up, this water goes back to the supply.
Okay.
But if it is my turn and I rolled water, then I can pick up this amount of water and add it into this field, in the field I want. So I've rolled 4 extra water here. I could fill this with water, and now both of these paddies are ready to plant. This paddy is ready to harvest.
Okay.
So on your turn, you roll your dice, and you perform 1 action. Actions can be water, like we just talked about. There's also laborers. Laborers allow you to do things like plant, like harvest, and also weed. As you see, one of the dice faces has weeds on it.
Yes.
And so if you roll weeds, you first of all get a chance to re-roll them. If you still get weeds, like I always do, I knew that was going to happen, then you must add weeds to your field. Weeds are going to reduce the amount of harvest value when you finally get to harvest. This particular paddy, when I harvest it, is going to be worth 10 points, but if it has 1 weed, it'll only be worth 4, and 2 weeds, it'll only be worth 2. So, however, I can use laborers to, like I said, to weed as well as harvest and plant. So that way, that is the cycle of the game.
Okay.
The gray symbol is drawing additional cards. You draw cards and add the paddies to your field. You can have up to 4. And you try to be the first person to score 100 rice.
Okay, so a race for building there. Okay, seems very straightforward. 2 to 5 players?
It is 2 to 5 players. There is also a solo player variant we call the Happy Farmer, where you roll the dice for the Happy Farmer, the NPC player, and it tells exactly how to manipulate his fields.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Kevin, for a review of Race Dice from Ape Games.
Thank you.